Yeah. Um, yeah, so moving on, we have the another NFC East two opponents here with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Eagles win this game 26-17 at home, keep their undefeated streak alive. Stay pretty much the hottest team in football right now. Jalen Hurts. We saw maybe not as much
Clean football with him.
clean football with him, but they did enough to get the job done, and a complete team performance to get this win here. We saw Cooper Rush really struggle early, came on late to kind of make this more of a close game, but it was, too little, too late on that. And yeah, Eagles flying high right now. We saw the video going around of never thought I'd say this, but fly Eagles fly, and
Yeah, with Jason Garrett.
yeah, so but yeah, look, the Eagles have been playing great. I don't know. Look, there actually was a decent amount of people picking the Eagles to win this division. I don't know if they picked them to go 6-0. That's a little crazy.
Yeah,
I
that's
I thought that I wasn't thinking much of the Eagles this year. I thought maybe they had a chance to win the division, but I kind of saw the whole division probably being
being a little
similar
bit
to the
weaker.
yeah, it's similar to the years past. Now,
It's one of the best
it's
divisions in
yeah,
football,
it's one
if
of the
not
best.
the.
Yeah, right, exactly. And yeah, great win for the Eagles. Divisional win at that, and they move on, stay undefeated, like we said, and for the Eagles, like you talked about, sometimes you just really need to believe in your quarterback. Jalen Hurts kind of really shutting people up this year. A lot of people said, he's not an NFL quarterback. People thinking he was kind of a fill-in for when they find the
Find a
next
solid
guy,
guy. Yeah,
and the way he's been playing
I
this
think
year,
you can't really
yeah, you
say
you
those
can't
things
really
anymore.
say much anymore. This is in a way, this is similar to that Lamar MVP year in a way where a lot of people were doubting them, and he's just kind of really putting the whole league on notice. And look, we just talked about the Ravens and how they don't have everything going great, and Lamar made some mistakes. But at this point, nobody's saying Lamar is not an NFL starting caliber quarterback. And
Right.
this is the kind of year for Jalen Hurts where
He needs to
he
prove that.
he could put that whole narrative completely behind him. If he keeps up this kind of play.
Well, yeah, I think he definitely can, and obviously this season is proving that. But what I want to see more from the Eagles, and maybe it's not so much what the audience wants to see, and maybe it's more so what Coach Sirianni or Sirianni is doing, with running the football, and that's clearly their identity. They have a bunch of running backs. They even run with Jalen Hurts. Um, and that's their meat and potatoes. Whereas, like, yeah, I would like to see AJ Brown get a little bit more involved, Devontae Smith get a little bit more involved, but they're working towards their strengths, and you don't want to kind of get away from what you're great at. That's part of why they're 6-0. But I think it was a great game. I think the Cowboys, just like you said last week, I think we're gonna see one of these quarterbacks kind of fizz out, and Cooper Rush kind of did that in the beginning of the game, and I think that the Cowboys obviously were missing that like consistent quarterback play, and that's kind of where it was like, okay, maybe we do miss Dak a little bit, or okay, maybe this guy is just a really good backup, and maybe he can be a really great backup for us in the years coming forward. Um, but yeah, I think I don't think anybody expected the Eagles to play this well. I
Right.
think they expected, like, on paper they were like, wow, this Eagles team is great. But and I think maybe if we're talking about, like, okay, we ask like somebody like, oh yeah, what do you think the Eagles are going to be in week 6? Maybe, oh, I think they'll be like a 4-2 team,
Yeah.
maybe a 5-1 team, but 6-0, I don't think anybody
Yeah,
anticipated
I
it.
mean, look, if you would have told me 10-win team total throughout the year, okay, right? Now that's
10 and
10 with
6,
10,
yeah,
10 and
or
7,
10 and
right?
7, yeah.
But now they're on pace for more than that at this point, right? I don't think it's very early. They're undefeated, so hard to see how it's really going to go. But you got to figure they should be able to lock up, 12 wins,
No.
unless they really crash here. So, yeah, definitely a step in the right direction. Like you said, Sirianni got them playing to their strengths. Defense stepping up, playing well. Offense being able to move the ball, run the ball well. We saw some passing in this game, still some nice plays. We saw in other games them really get the passes going, like the Vikings where Hurts is kind of really slinging it
Yeah.
coming out.
Even the Lions game, like right
Right.
off the bat, they was
Yeah.
just AJ Brown was active.
And
Like,
it'll probably be kind of a bounce back between those two tails, if you will, where they're using their running game and they'll kind of lull you to sleep and then hit you over the top, and they'll have some games where they really come out slinging it, but for the most part they're always going to go back to their identity, like you said, of running the ball. And yeah, they really did what they needed to do here to get the win.
yeah, and it was good to see them get the win against the Cowboys. I don't think anybody wanted to see the Cowboys win except for obviously